Well, there's a few of you there already. Welcome back to Coffee with Cullotta. I'm just getting my screen pulled up so that I can see your comments as they come in here. And let's take a look. There we go. Wow. Well, first off, hi, Dr. Andy. Hey, everyone. I want to start by saying thank you guys all for all of your comments, all your outpour, your support. Frank's family also thanks you guys for all of your comments. They've been reading them as well and looking at everything that you guys are putting up. So it's just the outpour has been just unbelievable. And I'm gotta say, Frank would have been humbled to see how many people are watching, how many people liked, commented about him. I mean, really would have been humbled. I haven't been able to read all of your comments. It's a one-man show, and I have just been approving them and putting them up. So if I haven't replied or responded to you, I just haven't been able to. I haven't had the time. So, but I did write a few of the comments down. I thought they were pretty good. One of the comments was Frank got up to the pearly gates and he looked at St. Peter's thumbs and he saw they weren't hammer thumbs and he said, "I guess you prescribed already." And the other one was he got up to St. Peter at the pearly gates and St. Peter looked and said, "I'm sorry, Frankie, but you're not on the list." And he said, "Could you go double check?" So St. Peter said, "Sure, I'll be right back." 5 minutes later, St. Peter returned. Gates were gone. So those were my two favorite comments anyway that I read and jotted down. Frank in the second episode, and you guys can go to frankcullotta.com and all of the you don't believe that. You know what, I was going to announce this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Hold on a second here. Hey, Denny. Hey, listen, I'm live right now on Coffee with Cullotta. It's Denny Griffin, everybody. He is Frank's author and worked with him on his books. I called you earlier, Denny, because I wanted to see if you would come on the show and do a few interviews.
Sure.
All right, I'll give you a call when I'm done doing this live. We'll set it up.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Denny. Okay, so we're going to have Denny Griffin come on and do a few interviews, you guys. And we're also going to have Dennis Arnoldy come on, who was in charge of debriefing Frank when he rolled and went into the witness protection. So anyway, in the second episode of Coffee with Cullotta, which you can see at frankcullotta.com, there was a story about Frank going back to Tower of Jewels to get a watch, and he talked to the owner and all, and he did get into the vault eventually. The owner did let him in there. I have to go through his pictures because he said he took some pictures of himself in the vault. Well, anyway, he got a chain from the store recently, and I mean, it wasn't illegal or anything. He got the chain, and along with the chain, he got this little mask. It's got diamonds on it. Tower of Jewels. It came with the purchase. So on the 4th of July this year, he was getting out of the hospital, and I went to pick him up, and he came out. I helped him out of the chair into the car, and I was wearing this mask. I picked it up from his house when I was there, and getting his other stuff that he needed, and I grabbed it and I put it on. 4th of July, 39th anniversary of him rolling and getting busted, I should say. And I picked him up. He got in the car, and as I was helping him put his seatbelt on, I pointed at the mask, and he looked at me, and I said, You want to make a pit stop on your way home? Anyway, fucking jag off. So, anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys. I had to make him laugh, you know. Laughter's the best medicine, that's what they say. Okay, so at frankcullotta.com. That's available. It's free. It's his copy of the casino script cover. This right here. It's all autographed. Frank autographed it as well to you guys. So it's there for you to download. Please go and get your copy. Hang it in your man cave. It's a cool little piece of history to have. Even though it's a copy, it's still kind of neat. Josh and Jesus. Frank is having a sit down right now with Sonny Francis and Frank Ballestieri. They are about to form the most powerful mob family heaven ever seen. That's cool, Josh. Thanks for sharing that thought. And thanks for the support too. Appreciate you doing that. If you guys want to support this, I've been reading your comments and seeing where this channel, what direction it's going to go. We're going to have, well, I'll tell you, for the last several months anyway, of course, have been recording our conversations. And I mean, for 4 months now, we talk 2-3 times a day. See what I did there? 2-3 times a day. Anyway, so I'm going through those. I'm going to be taking some of those conversations. Some of them were hour, 2, sometimes 3 hours long. And I'm going to be breaking them down and letting you guys listen to some of the stories that he told, because he knew he was being recorded. So that was the whole intent and purpose, was to record more stories. Speaking of stories and all too, somebody just called right before I went live and out. Yeah, the tours are still going to run. I ran the Vegas Mob Tour, and we showed footage of Frank. And Frank, of course, did his own personal tours. And the way things are right now, we're going to continue. And when I say we, Lewis was a good friend. Some of you met Lewis, those of you that went on Frank's tours. Some of you may have just heard about Lewis. But Lewis was good friends with Frank. He was his driver, all the tours. He would go around and drive him. And he and I are going to do them and share some personal stories and whatnot. And they're just going to be private for right now. So we'll let you guys know when we're going to start doing that, though. Speaking of tours, a few months ago, we went out and we took a GoPro Fusion. It's a 360-degree camera. And we recorded we did an extended tour. And we did like a 3-hour-long tour. And I'm going to be putting little bits of that up. But because we recorded it in 360, if you guys get have a VR headset, when you put it on, it's recorded from the point of view sitting next to Frank, and Frank's talking to the camera the entire time, so it feels like you're sitting next to him. And you'll be able to ride around and do his tour with him virtually. So that's going to be coming soon. We'll be putting that together. You guys wanted to know how Frank and I met, and I didn't really have a chance to go through exactly how we met. Like I said, I've known him for 15 years now. And when we first met, I was very infatuated because it was Frank Cullotta. And I was a kid still at the time. Well, I was younger anyway. And I had watched the movie Casino since I was 18 when it came out, I want to say. So anyway, thanks a lot, Carl, for the support. Appreciate it. Anyway, we met. We were in a mall in Laughlin, and we were there to meet him. He had just done that interview. If you guys go back to the Vault videos, he'd just done that interview with Robert Allen. We were standing there in the mall, Robert and I, and Frank was off to the side in front of one of the shops, and I looked over and I'm looking at him like, that's Frank, you know. And he looked up and he walked slowly across the way, and he said, "You spotted me." And I said to him, "Yeah." I said, "How could I miss you? You're Frank Cullotta." And he said to me, looked up at me, he said, "You remind me of Lurch." He says, "You're a big dude." And that was the first thing he said to me. And And then the next time that we met, he fired me or got me fired because I was on doing the tour and I was joking around during the tour. And I was making up jokes, you know. Wake the fuck up. I was making up jokes on the tour. Thanks, Tony Soprano. Appreciate your support, man. Anyway, so I would make up jokes like, for instance, the Gold Rush jewelry store. Now the guys would never resell stolen stuff at the jewelry store. They weren't stupid, okay? But during the tour, I would say stuff like, so the Gold Rush jewelry store was over here, and Tony's running the Gold Rush, and the gang's out there, the hole in the wall gang, and they're robbing and they're stealing the town blind, and then they're taking all the stolen jewelry and they're reselling it at the Gold Rush jewelry store. And Tony's motto was, if you liked buying it the first time, you're gonna love buying it the second time. And I thought it was funny anyway. I mean, it wasn't true, but I had little jokes built in because people want to come to Vegas to be entertained. They don't want to just come to Vegas to hear a lecture about the mob. I want to be entertained. And Frank, he got on the tour one day with NBC Dateline, and Robert, the producer, called, and he called me and he said, "Do it straight. Don't joke around." So don't joke around. Do it straight. Well, I said, I'm making Frank laugh. I know I can make Frank laugh. So I started doing the tour my way, the funny way. Hey, thanks, Tony. Thanks, H Port. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Anyhow, the thing that broke the camel's back was when I held up the book Cullotta. And I said, now here's a book that was written by Denny Griffin. And he blew his lid. He stood up, that's my fucking book, and I wrote that. And he walked up the aisle, right up to the front of the bus where I was standing. And he starts screaming at me, getting all up in my face, you know. I'm a lot taller than Frank. If you haven't seen any pictures of the two of us together, I'm like a giant compared to him. Me. And then he opened the door and he got off the bus with NBC Dateline, the camera crew, right out in front of Bertha's Tower of Jewels. And he right in the empty lot in the middle of the night. I looked at the rest of the people, about 13 people left on the bus, and said, well, I hope you guys enjoy my last tour. And sure enough, that night, Robert called me, Frank snorting on the phone like a bull at the airport. What the fuck did you do? What did you say? So he told me I can't do it anymore, and couldn't do the tour anymore. So I stopped doing it. Hey, Cindy Workman, thanks a lot. I appreciate. #1 fan, babe. Thank you for supporting the channel. At frankcullotta.com, there's a link there to the coffee cups. We got a new one up there. It says, Vaffanculo is Italian for have a nice day. It's the thumbnail of this video. Just check it out if you want to support us. Okay, so anyway, that's how we met. That's how I got fired. And then Robert came to me, and he's always, thanks, Bad Habit. Thank you, buddy. So Robert would come to me and have me make videos for the tour. So every few weeks he'd want to change something and take this in or put that in or take that out, and you know. So I was always modifying the DVDs for him to use on the tour. So I worked behind the scenes, and I did that for a while, and then Robert passed away suddenly. Called me, said he was dying, and a few days later he was gone. And I asked his wife if I could keep the tours going. So we bought the .coms and we kept the tours going. And anyhow, that's what we did. And that's when I re-met Frank. That was 3.5 years ago. And I re-met him and said to him, well, now I'm running the tour, so I know you had deals with Robert, and I'll honor everything and keep it in place. And the rest is history, you know. I'll tell you more about all that later. But thank you guys very much for all of your support. And I'm reading your comments here. And Vegas City Madman, I challenged Cindy, the #1 fan thing. Okay. Well, Vegas City Madman, put your money where your mouth is and prove it. So just to get on today, because I knew you guys, let's just do this sit down every Saturday at 2 p.m. and let's figure out where the channel's going to go. Again, we're going to have, and I didn't mention this. I got somebody coming on this channel. It's a surprise. I'm not going to say who it is, but I got somebody coming on to talk, You guys aren't going to believe it when it happens. It's a surprise guest. And you guys aren't going to believe it. So you got that to look forward to. Anyway, Chindan, you guys enjoy your day. Have a good time. I'll talk to you guys later. And thanks for supporting. Be sure to go get a coffee cup. It's Italian for have a nice day. Anyway, thanks, guys.